Hey, welcome back to the channel. It's the final XC race of the season at Turkey Point today, doing the half marathon, about 27 kilometers. Just gonna go get warmed up and I'll see you in the starting gate. All right, this is 30 seconds for us. Yeah. So I made the mistake of arriving late to the starting line, so I had a lot of people in front of me that I had to get past. This was also the first race I've done that didn't involve a long gravel or road climb to start the race, which usually spreads the field out. There was just a short 500-meter section or so, and then it was jumping right into the single track. Another mistake I made was being too nice. I'm just riding along here, but I really should have been attacking and gaining as much ground as I could. Like even right here, I was too nice and just should have gotten through this corner a little more aggressive. I got behind a group of riders and it was just not easy to pass. There was so much up and down here, people getting off their bikes, and it was just creating a lot of bottlenecks. So as you can see here, it's just kind of a undulating up and down pace here to start the race here at Turkey Point. And just kind of cruising along here. You can see it's sort of like an accordion here. People slow down, everybody groups up, and on some of these hills, a lot of people get off their bikes because people in front of them get off their bikes, and it's just, you can see ahead of me how crazy it is already. Yeah. It was really hard to keep the momentum going on these short, punchy hills at the start. Even on this one coming up here, I try to go around, but I just don't have the momentum. People are slowing down in front of me, so I can't go as fast as I want up here and get hung up, have to get off the bike, and it's frustrating just trying to get ahead of any riders I can here. Craziness. Early on in the race, it was basically a game of catching a group of riders, riding behind them for a while, and then passing them any opportunity I could, and then catching the next group. It's a crazy start. It was nice to do a race on familiar trails though. Like I've ridden these trails many times, so I knew what to expect. No, surprises. But again, just kind of cruising along here. In a way, it was good because it kept my heart rate under control, but it definitely wasn't going as fast as I would have liked through these sections. And it's sort of a little frustrating when you have this huge line of people in front of you and there's nothing you can really do. Beautiful fall weather here for a race. It was the end of October and honestly couldn't have asked for better weather. As you can see, there's just a lot of cruising here, following one by one through the single track. I feel like there's maybe a guy up ahead of this whole group that could have maybe pulled over to let us by, but he didn't, so we're all sort of hung up here. Some of the riders behind me were getting pretty frustrated with this, but I guess it is what it is.
Seems to be a little bit of a hold up here.
Should have lined up more towards the front at the starting gate and went a little more aggressive, maybe trying to get into the single track faster.
Two more.
One of the slower riders finally pulls over, so we get to speed up here a little. I think he was holding us up a bit, so get on the gas here a little bit, stick with these guys.
Pull aside, bud!
Again, heading up a hill here, and it just seems like everybody gets off their bike and again makes it impossible to try to keep riding. I try to go up here, but it's kind of hard when everybody's off their bike. It was a steep, punchy climb for sure. I'm not saying I would have climbed up it successfully, but when everybody's off their bike, it's kind of hard to even attempt it. Do manage to get past a few riders there. So only have 2 guys in front of me now. I'm just hoping for mistakes like this to get ahead of these guys here.
Thanks.
All right, so we're finally ahead of the whole group of riders that we were stuck behind, and now it's just full gas. Let's go.
Let me know if I'm holding you up.
As you can see there, I was a little worried that now I was holding people up, but I just wanted to check that. And now it's just let's go, let's catch up with some dudes here. All right, we can see some riders ahead, so let's catch up to them. Again, we're bottlenecked here, going through a tight turn. I am racing in the 50 plus category, 30-kilometer race. There was the option to do 2 laps, 60 kilometers, but you know, part of me thinks maybe I'd be better doing that sometimes because then I'd have longer to catch up, but I'm not sure I have the legs to do a full 60 kilometers yet. Again, we're off the bikes and a little frustration brewing, but got to stick with these guys. Hopefully can get past them. Almost run into this dude right here. I don't know what he was doing there, but that could have been bad. So again, let's get on the gas and catch back up to these guys. All right, back on their wheels here, and let's just see. One mistake I think I made in this race, you'll see a couple times here, is that I'm kind of too nice and I'm not very aggressive on trying to get past people. I kind of catch up to them and just ride behind them for way too long. Coming up here on another steep climb, and as you can see, people just bail off their bikes almost immediately, not even attempting the climb. I'm not sure why, but it kind of makes it hard when that happens. Like, you don't even get a chance to try to climb up the climb.
Good job.
It is a steep hill, I'll give them that.
It's a terrible climb.
But I don't know, it's a little weird to not even attempt it. And like I was saying earlier, just a little too nice sometimes, and I end up behind this next guy. I go, okay, I get past this guy here, but then I get behind this younger rider, and I'm riding behind him for a long time, and even politely asked him if I could get by, and I don't know if he didn't hear me, but I wasn't too aggressive on asking again or trying to make a pass, and I just followed him for a long time, and I should have maybe tried a little harder to get past him. I do this a few times in the race where I just follow someone for way too long, hoping that they'll move over.
Whenever we get a chance to move over.
They did specifically ask us not to pass on road sections like this unless the rider offers us to pass, so I kind of stay behind him here when I wish I would have got ahead of them, but they specifically, like I said, asked us not to pass on road crossings. So again, I'm following this guy for a long time. I cut out a bunch of it here just because it goes on for a while, and finally here he decides he's had enough of me right behind him and pulls over.
Thanks, man. Have a good one.
Again, not blaming him. I should have been maybe a little more aggressive on letting him know that I wanted to get past him. I think I have to remember that if I am fast enough to catch up to a rider, that I'm fast enough to pass a rider. I kind of catch up and then feel like they're going at an okay pace and I just follow them around. So just trying to gain as much time as I can here, pedaling and pedaling and pedaling.
Thanks, man.
Nice fast section coming up through here. This is the Rum Runner Trail here at Turkey Point. You can just really hammer the pedals and fly through here. This race was definitely a lot of pedaling. There wasn't too many, like it was a lot of up and down, but not any really big sustained climbs or descents. Turkey Point's fairly flat, so it was just a lot of pedaling. Again, caught up to another rider and again followed him for probably too long, again without trying to get past him. It's all lessons learned for me for next year maybe. This has been my first year of really taking racing somewhat seriously, and a lot of lessons learned this year for sure. All right, so past him, and now it's just, again, let's get on it. Let's try to catch up to some other riders. Another mistake I made was managing my GoPro. I kind of lost track of when it was on and when it was off, and sometimes it was recording when I didn't think it was recording for like long stretches of really nothing happening, and it was just recording when I wish it wasn't, and then I'd come up to a rider and think, okay, I should record this, and I'd hit the camera and I think I actually turned it off. It was just a mess, and then basically you'll see coming up that I run out of battery because I did not manage it at all like I was hoping I would. Really need to come up with a better way to record these races that I know are longer than what a standard battery will last, whether it's external power pack or just managing the battery life better. I don't know, but it's kind of frustrating because I didn't want to stop at all during this race and put in a new battery. I've learned that mistake on a couple races where it took way too long to sort of fumble around with the camera to change batteries. And I didn't want to do that in this race. I wanted to try to finish as best as I could, so I didn't want to stop. So this was a fast section. This was kind of the last 20% of the race. I knew I could fly through here as fast as possible, so it's a lot of pedaling, it's a lot of flat ground, and I'm just trying to go as fast as I can and gain as much ground as possible. But as you'll see, the camera's about to die, and yeah, so that's it for the footage, and we'll do a little outro here, and I hope you enjoyed what there was of the video. So finished the race here. I'm not sure I'm gonna post this race video or not. The camera died like halfway through the race. I tried to conserve battery life, but it just died. I think it was too cold out. Anyways, finished 12th, I think, out of 20th, so not bad. But it was a brutal start. Like, it was just so congested at the beginning, got caught behind a bunch of people that I think were maybe a little slower than me and really hung me up. The second half of the race, just trying to gain back time, and just could only gain back so much. Anyways, hope you enjoy the video. Like and subscribe. Until next time, keep your feet on the pedals.